In my previous home, I had the luxury of an extra sink that I was able to turn into a graining sink. Now I do not. So I am graining my stones in my backyard on a collapsible table. And essentially I'm going to be doing the same thing, just with the mess going down below onto the ground. The first thing I'm going to do is use a file to file down the edges of my stone. Any sharp edges could cause scratches on the surface, and that will affect my image. So I'm going to use my baby stone and 80 grit. Rinse off the surface. Check for ghosts and scratches. And then after another round, I will check how level it is. I'm pretty sure baby stone has had enough graining from the 80 grit. So I'm going to put her aside, and then I am going to switch to using a graining puck. Might be hard to tell in the video, but I can still see a faint ghost of the previous image, so I do need to keep working with 80 on this stone. The first thing I need to do is check that there is no ghost of the previous image, which there is not. It's very nice and clear, both when dry and wet. I need to look very carefully and see if there are any scratches on the surface, which I have missed in the past. And then I'm going to use a ruler to check if the stone is level. I'm not going to be printing this stone on a press, so I'm not worried about it breaking under the pressure, but having it level will help with even inking and printing. And right now, it's actually looking pretty good. It's time to move on to the next grit. Now that I'm ready to move on to the higher grit, it's important that I wash everything really well, because any remaining 80 grit will cause a scratch when I move up to 120. After finishing 120, I have washed everything, including the table. I put my stone back up, and now I'm ready to move to 180. I will do probably 3 passes of that, and then 3 of 220, and then as long as there are no scratches, my stone will be ready to go. I'm happy to say I am at the final grit for me, which is 220. At this point, the stone feels beautiful. It is such a nice feeling. I will let this dry. I'm going to gum the borders, and then I can get into drawing. And that is how I grain my stones in my garden.